college football is back, which means Diego Pavia is back. We got the revenge tour from Baba Yaga out at FirstBank Stadium starting this Saturday as Vanderbilt looks to prove there is a new culture of Commodore football out in Nashville for the long term. You got your veteran quarterback, you got your star tight end, you got your head coach back, and you're going to prove to the country that last season's wins over Alabama and Auburn wasn't a fluke. It's the new standard, and it starts off with a potential massive win over Charleston Southern. What do we expect in this game? Who are some highlight players to watch for? And what ultimately is going to be the final score? Let's break it all down. Welcome on into SEC Unfiltered. It's Cole Thompson. Vanderbilt Nation, like the video, hit the ring notification, and of course, subscribe to the channel because we talk Commodore football and college football daily. Download the podcast version of the show wherever you get your podcast listening systems. Make sure you're following us on the socials at SEC Unfiltered. And check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com. And as always, we're proudly brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Go visit FanDuel.com/SECU. Get started today with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. And I can promise you, you're going to want to place down money on this upcoming weekend. Get that early $250 bonus bucks in your pocket this upcoming Saturday. Charleston Southern enters this game as a 36-point underdog, and the line is set at 48.5. I'm going to be completely honest. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about Charleston Southern in this preview because we shouldn't spend a lot of time talking about Charleston Southern. We should be fixated on everything with Vanderbilt football because last season was a successful year. You went to a bowl game. You won said bowl game. You got your quarterback to return. You got your tight end to return in Eli Stowers. You went into the portal and you brought in some good pieces. So ultimately, you should feel good going into this year. But I want to talk about three main elements in this game. What are we going to see that puts Vanderbilt on the map? Now, I'm not saying that Vanderbilt's going to be this team that goes on a run and makes it to Atlanta or the college football playoff. I saw one of our friends say 9-3. If you go 9-3, I'll shave my head live on television. I don't care. That's how confident I am that even though we are going to see Vanderbilt back in the limelight, 9-3 is not on the table. But what will we see from this team that forces SEC defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators to have to take a second look? What are we going to get? Is it something in the passing attack? Are we going to see one of the new wide receivers, whether it be a Trent Hudson or whether it be a Martrell Height kind of seeing some reps? Are they going to be making plays that now makes it more of a dimensional offense? Are we going to watch Diego Pavia look a little bit more finesse in the open field where he truly is envisioning Johnny Manziel and he's a bit more elusive and he's not afraid to tuck and run and he's making defenders miss left and right and he's punching in for 6 points? Are we going to see this defense force a lot of turnovers, a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of pressures to where they're going to be watching his offensive make mental mistakes? Because those are things that all could be very good starting points for a Vanderbilt squad looking to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. You put yourself in a position where every opposing team that you get to face off against has to watch the tape and say, there's something different about this team. It's something on the ground. It's something through the air. It's something on the defense. You just want to know that there is something new that was missing from a season ago that now is going to be one of the baselines for this unit. Number 2, who's wide receiver 2? Or better yet, who is wide receiver 1? One of the big questions that I've had all offseason about Vanderbilt football has nothing to do with the passing attack in terms of Eli Stowers. That's a security blanket. That's your go-to safety net. That's a guy that Diego Pavia trusts with his life to go ahead and get that first down, get the touchdown. Got to have play. And you know what? He's earned that respect. He's earned the respect to be called tight end 1 in the SEC for good reason. And I think he will be by the season's end. But who is going to be that secondary weapon? Because at times last year, when you took away number 9, you took away the passing attack. You forced Pavia and Cedric Alexander and everyone else to go on the ground and trust the rushing attack. So who is going to be that wide receiver 1 or the secondary weapon? Trent Hudson comes on in from Mississippi State. Could he end up being a pretty good find for this team long term? Could he end up becoming maybe what we expected Junior Sherrill to be in last season? Junior Sherrill, were we a little bit too high on him last season? Could he end up breaking on out, now having another year of experience running this offense with Tim Beck? Are we going to see it from Trey Richardson? What about Chance Fitzgerald? Martell Height? What is going to be his role for this team? Remember, Clark Lane made it clear down at SEC Media Days. He is playing both ways. And partially that's just because of how talented he is. But are we going to see him truly play both ways the way Travis Hunter did, where it's 31 reps on offense, it's 42 reps on defense, or vice versa one game? Or are we going to see him have 6 or 7 plays on offense, and then he's mostly a defensive back. Either way, you got to find a secondary weapon. And this is one of those games that you really want to see that secondary weapon kind of flourish, because when you face off against more quality competition, Missouri, Alabama, Auburn, you could throw in even Kentucky for that matter. You could throw in whoever else, Virginia Tech in a week when you got to go travel Tulane Stadium in Blacksburg. You want to know that you got that big, easy red Staples button. Just somebody you can go ahead and hit. They're getting into the end zone, or they're at least getting you a first down. And number 3, what are we going to see from Diego Pavia? It's the encore run. So many people were upset that the NCAA granted a waiver to a 6-year senior because if he had only played 3 years of FBS football. Because before he was a junior college transfer, but he had the 2 years at New Mexico State and then last season at Vanderbilt. And he was learning on the fly playing against Power 4 competition. Now, again, this is a junkyard dog mentality. The dude is going to play like every single down is his last. And he wants to be remembered as the savior, the solution, the answer of all answers. And well, he's earned that right for how he played last season against Texas, how he played against Auburn, how he played against Alabama. That was because of Pavia's success. So what's left in the tank? Is there a second gear? Is there another thing that we're going to watch as Pavia kind of takes on over the SEC and makes everyone bow at his win? To when you have to face off against a South Carolina, when you have to face off against an Oklahoma, when you have to face off against an Alabama, a Missouri, you could even throw in teams like Auburn. Once again, people know what they can expect. It's Pavia power coming right down your throat, ready to punch you into next week with an L and a little bit of an upset attitude. Because that is what you get when you face off against Diego Pavia. What is left on the tank? What more can he show? Has he improved as a passer? Does he feel more refined as a runner? Does he feel more confident running a system that he kind of mastered by the season's end last year to get you in a position where you felt successful? Is there more that he can back on up? And by the way, he is going to be public enemy number 1 in the SEC all season long for the way that he's been running his mouth. And more power to him. Because if he backs it up, guess what? Nobody has anything left to say other than we're sorry, our bad. You get to talk as much crap as you want. And you've earned that right. But you also can earn that right by starting off the season on a strong note this year. The last thing you want to do is see another Georgia State 2.0 where all the vibes kind of just go trending in the opposite direction. And unfortunately, we're starting off on a sour foot. But enough of me talking. Prediction time. Over underline set at FanDuel. 36 is the spread. 48.5 open over under. And I am going to take the Vanderbilt Commodores in this game. 36 feels like a lot. To me, it doesn't with Diego Pavia. Feels like an easy play. Feels like that this is easy money that's going into my pocket because I know that 2 is going to be number 1 on Saturday. And that doesn't mean that he's not going to get guys involved in the passing attack or he's not going to trust Cedric Alexander on the ground. He's not going to trust maybe even some of the other younger guys like Mahaikin Young or AJ Newberry. But I will tell you what, this is going to be a team that is out for blood. They want to set the tone in front of their fan base, a fan base that is deserving to watch their program go to back-to-back bowl games. They come, they conquer, they dominate. All sense of the word. I'm also going to take it for my best bet of the game, 2.5 Diego Pavia touchdowns. Now that includes passing and running. I think he finishes with at least 3 on the day, and that is going to be a tone setter for the rest of the college football season. I'm taking Vanderbilt to win this game 45-3. It is going to be a bloodbath in Nashville and a new era of Commodore football. But if you disagree with me, make sure you do so at FanDuel.com. And make sure that you go over this week to FanDuel because on Tuesday, August 26th, it's FanDuel Futures Day. It's a new holiday for the football fans, 24 hours of deals of all of your predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP. Who do you think is going to win the NFL's highest honor? Me, it's Josh Allen. Go pick your Super Bowl contender in August. Me personally, I'm riding with the Buffalo Bills. I think this is their year. Or set up a parlay for division winners, dark horses, whatever tickles your fancy. Make sure that you mark your calendars because if this is your day for your hunches, hot takes, calls, and odds, visit FanDuel. Visit the FanDuel app today. Go to FanDuel.com/SECU. Place down that bet. Get started with $250 in bonus bets today because Futures Day is the one day only. FanDuel, play your game. And let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think happens in Nashville this weekend at 6:45? Are we going to watch the Commodores set a new standard of football class? Are we going to watch Charleston Southern pull off an upset? like, review, hit subscribe. Make sure you're following us on social channels at SEC Unfiltered, at Mr. Cole Thompson, and check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com. Until next time, folks, I am Cole Thompson, Commodore Country. It's a new era of football out in Nashville, and one that is going to be exciting, I think, for the rest of the SEC to see too. Bye.